Your Ford just threw a check engine light, the transmission is shifting rough, and the dealer wants $850 just to plug in their computer and reset some codes. But what if I told you there's a $0 reset procedure hiding in your owner's manual that can fix most of these problems in your driveway in under 10 minutes? I'm talking about resets that dealers charge hundreds for, but don't want you knowing you can do yourself for free. Reset number 7. The throttle body. Position reset. Something simple that solves a problem most Ford owners don't even realize they have. Your throttle body develops learned behavior over time, based on how you drive. If you spend most of your time driving gently in traffic, your Ford literally learns to be lazy. The computer softens throttle response and basically puts itself to sleep. Dealers charge $150 to $200 for what they call a throttle body service and recalibration. But here's what they don't tell you. You can reset that learned behavior yourself in under 60 seconds using just your ignition key. Here's the exact procedure. Turn your key to the on position without starting the engine. If you have push button, start, press the button twice without touching the brake pedal. Press the gas pedal all the way to the floor and hold it there for exactly 10 seconds. You're not starting the engine, just holding the pedal down with the ignition on. After 10 seconds, turn the key completely off or press the start button again to shut everything down. Release the gas pedal and wait another 10 seconds with everything off. Then start the truck normally. What just happened? You wiped the throttle position learning data completely clean. The ECU is now forced to relearn throttle response from scratch. It's like giving your Ford a clean personality reset. The difference is immediate. I've had F-150 owners text me saying, the truck feels 20% faster after this reset. Throttle response sharpens instantly. The lag between pressing the pedal and getting power disappears. Your Ford suddenly feels awake and responsive again. Here's the critical part most people miss. Right after performing this reset, go for a spirited drive. Accelerate hard a few times. Show the computer you're a driver, not someone who's scared of the gas pedal. If you just sit in traffic after the reset, the computer will learn to be lazy all over again within a few days. This reset works on EcoBoost engines, Coyote V8S, even the older 5.4-liter Tritons. I've used it successfully on everything from 2004 F-150 SC to brand new 2025 models. One customer said gay 2018 F-150 that felt sluggish and unresponsive. The dealer diagnosed a faulty throttle body and quoted $640 for replacement. I had him try this reset first. The truck transformed instantly. Throttle response returned completely. He kept his $640. Symptoms this reset fixes include delayed throttle response, sluggish acceleration from a stop, the feeling that your truck is holding back power, and lazy shifting, where the transmission seems hesitant to downshift when you need power. The throttle body reset costs $0 and takes 60 seconds in your driveway. Yet dealerships charge $150 to $200 and make it sound like specialized computer equipment is required. It's not. You already have everything you need. Reset number 6. The transmission adaptive learning. It's reset. This reset is the big one that saves Ford owners from unnecessary transmission replacements and rebuilds. Your Ford's transmission computer stores adaptive learning data about shift points, clutch pack engagement, and shift feel. Over time, this data can become corrupted or develop bad habits that make the transmission shift poorly. When transmission problems develop, most owners head straight to the dealer. The service advisor test drives the truck, feels the rough shifting or hesitation, and immediately starts talking about transmission rebuilds. The quote comes back at $3,500 to $5,500. But here's what they're not telling you. In many cases, the transmission itself is perfectly fine. The problem is corrupted adaptive learning data in the transmission control module. A simple reset procedure can wipe that corrupted data and force the transmission to relearn proper shift points from scratch. I've personally saved customers from 17 transmission replacements over the past 3 years using this exact reset procedure. 17 transmissions that were condemned by dealerships, but came back to life with a simple reset that cost nothing. Here's how to perform the transmission adaptive learning reset. Ensure the engine is completely off. Turn the key to the on position without starting the engine. On push button, start vehicles, press the button twice without touching the brake. Press the gas pedal all the way to the floor and hold it there. While holding the pedal down, turn the key to the start position as if you're starting the engine, but don't actually let it start. On push button vehicles, press the start button while holding the gas pedal. Hold everything for exactly 15 seconds. The dash lights will flicker and various warning messages may appear. That's normal. After 15 seconds, release everything and turn the ignition completely off. Wait 30 seconds with everything off. Then start the truck normally. What you've just done is force the transmission control module to dump all its adaptive learning data. Every shift point, every clutch pack pressure value, every learned behavior is now gone. The transmission computer is starting fresh with factory defaults. Here's the critical part. After performing this reset, you must take the truck for a proper relearn drive. This isn't optional. The transmission needs to relearn under actual driving conditions. Drive normally for the first 5 minutes to let everything warm up. Then make several full throttle accelerations from a stop-up to highway speed. Make several gentle accelerations. Do some partial throttle accelerations. Coast down from highway speed, and let the transmission downshift on its own. The entire relearn drive should take 20 to 30 minutes with a good mix of acceleration types, speeds, and driving conditions. One customer brought me a 2017 F-150 with the 10R80 10-speed transmission. It shifted rough and hunted between gears constantly. 3 different dealers told him the transmission needed rebuilding. Quotes range from $4,200 to $5,800. We performed this reset procedure and a proper relearn drive. Within 20 minutes, the transmission was shifting perfectly. $0 spent. The transmission adaptive learning reset saves Ford owners thousands in unnecessary transmission work every single year. Reset number 5, the TPMS sensor. Reset. The tire pressure monitoring system in your Ford uses sensors in each wheel that communicate wirelessly with your truck's computer. When you rotate tires, replace a wheel, or even just drive through extreme temperature changes, the TPMS system can lose track of which sensor is in which position. The result is a tire pressure warning light that won't turn off even though your tire pressures are perfect. Dealers charge $60 to $120 to reset the TPMS sensors using their fancy scan tool. But Ford built a free reset procedure right into your truck. Here's the exact procedure for most Ford models from 2007 forward. Make sure all 4 tires are inflated to the correct pressure listed on your door jamb sticker. This is critical. The system can't learn properly if pressures are off. Turn the ignition to the on position without starting the engine. Find the hazard light button on your dashboard. Press and release the hazard button 6 times rapidly. You should hear a horn chirp, confirming the TPMS system has entered relearn mode. Now comes the sensor training sequence. Proceed to the driver's front tire. Let air out of the valve stem until you hear the horn chirp. This tells the computer it found that sensor. Move to the passenger front tire and repeat. Then passenger rear. Then driver's rear. Each time you deflate a tire slightly, the horn chirps to confirm the sensor was detected. You're not actually deflating the tires. You're just releasing enough air to trigger the sensor so the computer can identify its position. After the horn chirps for the 4th tire, the TPMS light should turn off within a few minutes of driving. If it doesn't, double-check your tire pressures and repeat the procedure. Some newer Ford models from 2020 forward use a slightly different procedure. On these trucks, go into the Vehicle Settings menu on your touchscreen. Navigate to Tire Pressure Settings and select TPMS Reset or Sensor Training. Follow the on-screen prompts. One customer called me furious because a tire shop charged him $95 to reset his TPMS after a tire rotation. The shop claimed special equipment was required and acted like they did him a favor at that price. I walked him through the free reset procedure over the phone in 3 minutes. This reset works on F-150, Explorer, Escape, Edge, Expedition, Mustang, and virtually every Ford with TPMS from 2007 forward. The exact button sequence varies slightly by model year, but the concept is the same. Symptoms. This addresses include a TPMS warning light that won't turn off. Despite correct tire pressures, incorrect tire pressure readings on your dash display, showing the wrong tire is low, and TPMS warnings after rotating tires or replacing wheels. Dealerships and tire shops love charging for TPMS resets because most owners don't know the free procedure exists. Now you do. Reset number 4, the oil life monitor. Reset. This seems almost too simple to include, but you'd be shocked how many Ford owners pay dealerships and quick lube shops to reset their oil life monitor. I've seen shops charge $20 to $40 just to press a few buttons and reset the oil change reminder. Every Ford from the early 2000s forward has an oil life monitoring system that tracks driving conditions and calculates when you need an oil change. After you change your oil, this monitor must be reset to 100%, or your change oil soon warning will keep appearing even with fresh oil. Here's the free reset procedure that works on most Ford models. With the ignition off, press and hold the brake pedal. While holding the brake, press the ignition button twice to get to accessory mode without starting the engine. If you have a traditional key, turn it to the on position without starting. Release the brake pedal. Now, press the gas pedal all the way to the floor 3 times within 10 seconds. You'll see the oil life percentage start flashing on your instrument cluster. It should reset to 100% within a few seconds. On some older models from 2000 to 2010, the procedure is slightly different. Turn the ignition on without starting. Press both the gas pedal and brake pedal simultaneously and hold them for 30 seconds. The oil change light should reset. For even older models with traditional gauges, you might need to access the reset through your trip odometer button. With ignition on, press and hold the trip reset button while turning the key to the start position. Keep holding until the oil change light resets. One customer told me his quick lube shop charged him $25 every oil change just to reset the reminder. Over 10 years of ownership, he paid $250 for something that takes 15 seconds to do yourself. The oil life monitor reset is especially important if you change your own oil. Many DIY owners skip resetting the monitor and then wonder why their truck keeps nagging them about an oil change they already performed. This reset also matters if you're following a more aggressive oil change schedule than Ford recommends. If you change oil every 5,000 miles, but Ford's monitor says you have 40% life remaining, you need to manually reset it after your early oil change. Every Ford owner should know how to reset their own oil life monitor. It's a basic maintenance task that requires zero tools and zero technical knowledge, yet shops and dealers collect fees for it constantly because owners don't know the button sequence. Reset number 3, the sync system. Nuclear reset. Your Ford's sync infotainment system is basically a computer running complex software. Like any computer, it can freeze, glitch, develop corrupted files, and just stop working properly. When sync problems develop, most owners head to the dealer expecting expensive repairs. Dealerships love sync problems because they're easy to diagnose and expensive to fix. A typical dealer quote for sync issues includes $150 to $200 for diagnostics, then anywhere from $300 to $800 for software updates or module replacement. But here's what they're not telling you. Almost every sync problem can be fixed with a master reset that costs $0 and takes about 5 minutes in your driveway. There are actually 2 levels of sync resets, the soft reset and the hard reset. The soft reset is for minor glitches, frozen screens, Bluetooth connectivity issues, touch screen not responding, apps crashing. This reset clears temporary memory without erasing your saved settings, paired phones, or navigation favorites. Here's how to perform a sync soft reset. With your truck running, press and hold the seek right button and the power button on your steering wheel simultaneously. On some models, it's the volume down button and the seek right button. Hold them for about 10 seconds. The sync screen will go completely black. Don't panic, this is normal. After a few seconds, the Ford logo appears and the system reboots completely. Once it comes back up, everything should work normally again. This soft reset fixes about 70% of common sync issues. Bluetooth won't connect, soft reset. Apple CarPlay acting weird? Soft reset. Screen frozen on the backup camera view? soft reset. But for serious problems, you need the hard reset. This is the nuclear option that wipes everything and returns sync to factory default settings. You'll lose all your saved data, paired phones, presets, and customization, but it fixes problems the soft reset can't touch. Here's the hard reset procedure. Go into your sync settings menu on the touch screen. Navigate to General Settings. Then scroll down to Master Reset or Factory Reset. The exact wording varies by sync version. Select Master Reset and confirm when it asks if you're sure. The system will shut down completely and reboot. This process takes about 3 to 5 minutes. Don't turn off your truck during this time. Let it complete fully. After the reset completes, you're back to factory defaults. You'll need to repair your phone, reprogram your radio presets, and reconfigure any customized settings. But the system should be working perfectly. I had a customer with a 2019 F-150 whose sync system crashed completely. Totally black screen, no response to any inputs, nothing worked. She couldn't access climate controls, navigation, or backup camera. The dealer quoted $1,200 for a new APIM module, which is the brain of the sync system. We performed the hard reset procedure, the system rebooted clean and worked perfectly. $1,200 saved with a 5-minute reset. Another customer's sync system kept losing Bluetooth pairing. He'd pair his phone successfully, then the next day it would forget the device. This happened repeatedly for months. Multiple soft resets didn't help. We performed a hard reset and the problem never returned. Symptoms the sync reset fixes include frozen or black screens, Bluetooth pairing failures, navigation system errors, backup camera not displaying, climate control settings not responding through the touchscreen, and voice commands not working. The sync system reset is one of those procedures that every Ford owner should know. It's completely free and solves most sync-related problems instantly without requiring any dealer involvement. Reset number 2. The extended battery disconnect, reset. This is the reset mechanics have been using secretly for decades to fix electrical gremlins that defy normal diagnosis. It's deceptively simple, but when done correctly, it solves issues that have stumped multiple dealerships and saved customers thousands in unnecessary repairs. Your Ford has multiple computers controlling everything from the engine to the transmission to climate control. Every module stores adaptive data, learned parameters, and temporary fault codes. When this data becomes corrupted, you get bizarre symptoms that make no logical sense. Phantom check engine lights that come and go. Transmission problems that appear randomly. Electrical issues multiple dealers can't diagnose. Rough idle that defies explanation. Dealerships chase these problems for hours, billing diagnostic time at $120 to $160 per hour. They'll replace sensors, run tests, and eventually start throwing parts at the problem, hoping something fixes it. The extended battery disconnect reset wipes corrupted data and forces every computer module to start fresh with factory defaults. Here's the critical part most people get wrong. Simply disconnecting the battery for a few minutes doesn't fully reset modern Fords. The computers have capacitors that hold residual charge for surprisingly long periods. If you don't drain that charge completely, you haven't actually reset anything. Here's the correct procedure. Park on level ground with all electrical accessories off. Lights, radio, climate control, everything off. Locate your battery. On most F-150S, it's under the hood on the passenger side. On Explorer and Edge models, it's in the rear cargo area under a panel. Using a 10mm wrench, loosen the negative battery cable clamp. This is the black cable, not red. Always disconnect negative first for safety. Remove the cable completely and secure it away from the battery. Now, here's what makes the difference. You must drain every capacitor in the electrical system. Press and hold the brake pedal firmly for 15 to 20 seconds. This drains brake system and ABS module capacitors. Press the horn button several times. Turn the headlight switch to on position even though the battery is disconnected. Open and close each door multiple times. If you have power seats, move them through their full range of motion. You're creating electrical load that forces every capacitor to discharge completely. This ensures a true deep reset. Now wait. Leave the battery disconnected for minimum 30 minutes. An hour is better for stubborn issues. For 10 or 80-10 speed transmission problems, some mechanics recommend 2 full hours. While waiting, clean your battery terminals. Use a wire brush to remove corrosion from both posts and cable clamps. Corrosion creates resistance, causing electrical problems. After the waiting period, reconnect the negative cable. Tighten securely, but don't over-torque and crack the battery post. Start the truck and let it idle 2 minutes without touching controls. Now comes the relearn drive. This is absolutely essential. The computers need to relearn normal operating parameters under actual driving conditions. Drive gently for the first 5 miles, then drive at least 20 to 30 minutes with varied conditions. Highway speeds, city stops, accelerations, decelerations. The computers are learning and recalibrating constantly. One customer had a 2016 F-150 with a P0 420 catalyst code that wouldn't clear. 4 mechanics replaced oxygen sensors and performed expensive diagnostics. Total costs exceeded $2,000. We performed an extended battery disconnect with 2-hour wait time. After the relearn drive, the code never returned. The problem wasn't the catalyst. It was corrupted adaptive fuel trim data in the ECU. Symptoms this reset fixes include phantom check engine lights, transmission shifting irregularities that come and go, rough idle or stalling that defies diagnosis, electrical accessories behaving erratically, ABS or traction control warnings with no actual faults, and fuel economy that mysteriously dropped. The extended battery disconnect reset is the mechanic's secret weapon for electrical gremlins. It costs $0 and fixes problems that waste thousands in unnecessary diagnostic work. Reset number 1, the complete ECU factory reset. This is it. The ultimate reset procedure. The nuclear option that wipes your Ford's engine control unit completely clean and forces it to relearn every single parameter from absolute scratch. This reset has saved more money and fixed more impossible problems than any other procedure I've ever used. We're talking about problems where multiple dealerships give up and recommend engine replacement, phantom misfires, unexplainable power loss, fuel economy that dropped off a cliff, check engine lights with codes that contradict each other, rough running that appears and disappears randomly. I've used this exact reset to fix F-150S that 3 different dealers condemned, Mustangs that experienced mechanics couldn't diagnose, Explorers with engine problems that made absolutely no logical sense. Warning: this reset wipes everything, every learned parameter, every adaptive value, every calibration. Your truck will drive differently after this reset. It might run rough for the first few minutes. It might shift strangely. This is completely normal. The computers need time and miles to relearn optimal settings. Never perform this reset if your truck has actual mechanical problems. Bad oxygen sensors, vacuum leaks, worn spark plugs. Those need fixing first. This reset solves corrupted computer data problems, not physical component failures. Here's the complete ECU factory reset procedure that combines multiple techniques for maximum effectiveness. Scan your truck with a quality OBD2 scanner. Record every diagnostic trouble code present. Write them down. You'll need to know what codes were there so you can monitor if they return after the reset. Clear all codes using your scanner. This is step 1. You're wiping the active code database. Now perform the extended battery disconnect procedure. Disconnect the negative battery cable. Drain all capacitors by pressing the brake pedal 20 times, hitting the horn, turning on headlights, opening doors, and moving seats. Here's where it gets different. Instead of waiting 30 minutes, we're going for minimum 2 hours. For serious problems, leave it disconnected overnight. 8 to 12 hours ensures every single capacitor and module is completely dead. While the battery is disconnected, perform additional maintenance that enhances reset effectiveness. Check your air filter and replace it if dirty. Clean your mass airflow sensor with proper MAF sensor cleaner spray. Remove and clean your throttle body using throttle body cleaner and a soft cloth. These 3 things ensure clean air data when the ECU relearns. A dirty MAF sensor causes the ECU to relearn with false airflow information. A clogged air filter restricts airflow and skews the learning process. A dirty throttle body affects idle control relearning, After the extended wait time, reconnect your battery, but before you start the engine, perform the throttle body position reset. Turn the key to on without starting. Press the gas pedal to the floor and hold for 10 seconds. Turn everything off and wait 10 seconds. Now, add the transmission adaptive reset. Turn the key to on again. Press the gas pedal to the floor, and while holding it, turn the key to start position for 15 seconds without actually starting the engine. Turn everything off again and wait 30 seconds. At this point, you've reset the ECU, the throttle body learning, and the transmission adaptive learning all simultaneously. This is the complete factory reset. Start your truck and let it idle without touching anything for at least 5 minutes. The idle might be rough, the RPMs might hunt up and down, the engine might sound unhappy. Don't panic. This is totally normal. The computer is frantically trying to figure out proper idle control with zero learned data. After 5 minutes of idle, it's time for the relearn drive. The quality of your relearn drive determines how well your truck will run after the reset. Drive gently at first. Light acceleration, smooth braking, easy cornering. The truck needs to learn basic operation first. Drive like this for the first 10 minutes. Now, introduce variety. Do several full throttle accelerations from a stop. Do several gentle partial throttle accelerations. Do several engine braking decelerations where you let off the gas and coast down. This teaches downshift points and fuel cutoff behavior. Get on the highway and maintain steady speed for at least 10 miles. Then do several highway passing maneuvers with moderate to heavy acceleration. Make several complete stops from highway speed. Do some city driving with frequent stops and starts. The entire relearn drive should be at least 50 miles with as much variety as possible. Different speeds, different loads, different driving styles. You're creating a complete database of operating conditions for the computer to learn from. One customer had a 2015 F-150 with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost. Constant misfires on random cylinders. 5 different mechanics replaced spark plugs, ignition coils, and fuel injectors. Total cost exceeded $3,000. Misfires continued. The dealer recommended complete engine replacement, quoted $14,000. The customer was ready to trade the truck in and take a huge loss. We performed the complete ECU factory reset with overnight battery disconnect, cleaned the MAF sensor and throttle body during the wait, did a proper 50-mile relearn drive with varied conditions. The misfires disappeared completely, never returned. The problem wasn't mechanical. It was corrupted fuel trim data and misfiring adaptive tables in the ECU. Another customer had a 2017 Mustang GT with the Coyote 5.0. The car had zero power above 4,000 RPM. Below 4,000 it ran fine, but past that it felt like it hit a wall. Complete ECU reset. The power came back instantly. The ECU had learned excessively conservative timing maps in the upper RPM range, up probably from running bad fuel. The reset wiped those conservative maps and let the computer relearn with proper fuel. Symptoms. This reset fixes include unexplained power loss, random misfires on multiple cylinders with no pattern, transmission problems that make no mechanical sense, fuel economy that dropped dramatically with no explanation, rough idle that varies randomly, hesitation or stumbling that appears and disappears, check engine lights with multiple unrelated codes, and drivability issues that stumped multiple mechanics. The complete ECU factory reset is the absolute last resort before major repairs, but when you have electrical or computer-related problems, it should be your first attempt at a solution. It costs $0, takes 1 day with the overnight battery disconnect, and fixes problems that can waste thousands in unnecessary diagnostic work and parts replacement. 7 free reset procedures that mechanics and dealerships really don't want you knowing about. Every single one costs $0 to perform. Every single one can be done in your driveway with basic tools or no tools at all. And every single one has saved Ford owners thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs and diagnostic work. The throttle body position reset that fixes sluggish acceleration and lazy throttle response in 60 seconds. The transmission adaptive learning reset that has saved customers from transmission rebuilds that cost thousands. the TPMS sensor reset that dealerships charge $100 for, but you can do in 5 minutes. The oil life monitor reset that Quick Lube shops charge for constantly. The sync system nuclear reset that fixes frozen screens and connectivity issues without expensive module replacement. The extended battery disconnect reset that solves electrical gremlins and phantom problems that defy normal diagnosis. And the complete ECU factory reset, the ultimate nuclear option that wipes everything and had saved customers from engine replacements costing tens of thousands of dollars. These aren't tricks or hacks. These are legitimate factory procedures that Ford publishes in the technical service bulletins. But dealerships hope you never find them because they make a fortune just charging for resets that you can perform yourself for free. The service industry wants you dependent on them. They want you driving to the dealer every time a warning light appears, paying diagnostic fees, paying reset fees, paying recalibration fees. They've built entire business models around charging for procedures that take 10 minutes and cost nothing. But now you know the truth. You know exactly how to reset your Ford's computers yourself. You know which reset solves which problem. You know how to perform proper relearn drives so the resets actually stick. You're no longer at the mercy of service writers who quote thousands for problems you can fix for free. One warning: these resets solve computer and software problems. They don't fix mechanical failures. If your truck has bad spark plugs, a failing fuel pump, worn transmission clutches, or vacuum leaks, no reset will fix those. Physical problems require physical repairs, but for the vast majority of weird electrical issues, phantom codes, strange drivability problems, and computer glitches, these resets are your first line of defense. Try them before you spend money at the dealer. Try them before you start replacing parts. Try them before you let a mechanic talk you into expensive repairs. Your Ford is a sophisticated computer on wheels. Sometimes those computers need a simple reset to get back to running properly. Now you know exactly how to perform those resets yourself without spending a single dollar.